So, you're happily married, 3 children, life is flowing by. Um, your ex-husband is still kind of hanging out a little bit, I'm assuming, because of the children.
Yes, we had joint custody.
Got it. And then when did things start to get hostile with your ex?
When the kids started having trouble in school. Um, we had some issues with a not so great school district, and I decided to pull the kids out and homeschool. And at first, my ex was, okay, fine, you do you.
Yeah.
And he didn't realize that that also meant when he had the kids, he would have to do something.
Yes.
And so he got very upset and he filed for full custody. After, okay, I filed an emergency protection order against him after him and his new wife threatened to kill me for bringing the kids home late from a birthday party.
Wow.
Yeah, and they had brought them home late the past 2 times, but they threatened to kill me when I did it the first time.
Oh my.
And so I filed the emergency protection order again, and the police brought the kids to me because they did it in front of my youngest. And then while we were at court for the EPO, he served me with papers saying that he was filing for full custody.
What? And then obviously you're like, no, you're not.
I got a lawyer and we went to court.
Wow. Did you actually drop money on that whole thing?
Oh, yeah,
Like a lot of
a lot of money. But I mean, these are my kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I went through a lot with these kids. These are my babies.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. And then what happened? I mean, I know the story has an end, not an ending, but sort of an ending. What happened?
He was losing and he didn't like it. We were still going through the court proceedings. And it was determined that I was allowed to still homeschool and that he would get to see the kids every other weekend. Well, in April, he stopped his visits. Wouldn't come around, didn't meet where we were supposed to meet to pick up the kids or anything. We went every other weekend and we sat there for an hour and he never showed up. So I called my lawyer and I was like, we've scheduled vacation. We're supposed to be back on our weekend. We're supposed to leave on his weekend. What do I do? And he was like, go and sit there at the time you need to, then leave. If he doesn't show, he doesn't show. And he didn't. So my mom was living in Minnesota at the time, and we went on a little mini vacation to visit my mom. And my husband decided to leave the day earlier. Sorry. When we got home, my ex was sitting in the yard. And when we pulled in the driveway, he jumped up with a gun. And he shot my husband in the face.
Oh my God.
And he shot me. And he took my kids. I'm sorry. I don't know how, but after the kids were out of the vehicle, our vehicle rode down a hill and into the woods at the back corner of our property. And I jumped out and ran to the neighbors, and they called 911, and they helped me until the police arrived. And the first officer on the scene was my cousin's husband, and I pretty much told him, I was like, he took my kids, and he took off, and they transferred me down to the church right down where we live by ambulance so that I could be flown out. And I was very distraught, and I was screaming at him to take Cody first. And they told me they did. And then I left. And they flew me out. And when I got to the other hospital, they told me that Cody didn't make it.
Oh my God.
And I don't remember anything else from that day.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Where did he shoot you?
In my arm.
Wow. Oh my God.
I've had a dozen surgeries just to save it.
Wow.
This part is actually my leg.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think he meant to kill you?
I know he did.
You were in the passenger side.
I was on the passenger side. If it would have been any other day, the kids and I would have been home alone.
Really?
Any other Friday. And he told people that he worked with that he was going to do this, that he was going to kill me and kill himself and kill our kids.
Oh my gosh.
And whew.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks. I never know what to say when people say they're sorry.
I know. We don't know what to say on this side either.
But 20 surgeries later, and a couple months after that, I got my kids back. They were placed in emergency custody while I was getting my medical care. And my husband thankfully had life insurance, so we bought a house.
Wow. Insane. As far as the hospital, I can't even. Oh, I can't even imagine what I would be thinking. Because you're dealing with your husband and then you're dealing with your kids. What was going through your mind when you were at the hospital? Who was there for you?
The minute that my cousin's husband showed up, he called his wife and he was like, "You need to let them know." And so she got in touch with family, and they called my mom in Minnesota, and she was down on the first flight she could find. The first person to arrive at the hospital was another cousin who lived um, in the city where the hospital was. I had so much extended family, and they've always been super close. We do Easter together and Christmas together, and we're a big family, and we're always there for each other, and they were really there for me. Sorry, I got to crying, and now my contacts are.
How long into the hospital visit did it take for somebody to inform you about Corey?
About Cody?
Cody.
Yes. I was still being triaged when they told me.
So they pretty much told you right away.
I got up there and I asked about him. I was like, how's Cody? Where's Cody? And they brought the chaplain in there to tell me. I knew the minute he walked in.
Wow. How did your children handle it?
Children are very resilient. They've probably handled this a lot better than I have. My oldest son especially, because he saw and he remembers. I wasn't there, but they told me that they had to wash jelly out of his hair.
Oh.
It wasn't jelly.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. So, when this happened, when the incident happened, were all of your children with you?
Yes. They were all in the back seat of the car.
Oh, I didn't know they were all with you.
Yeah. All of them. And my daughter physically fought her father to bring my youngest son. He was just going to leave him there, thinking that he had killed me and Cody. He was just going to leave him.
The little one?
Yeah.
Because it's not his.
Not his. And he didn't care.
Wow. And then he just took the kids back to the house, just like back to his house? Just
his parents. My kids told me that he asked them where they wanted to go, and my daughter told me, she said, I want to go to Mama and Poppy's, which is his parents' house. And she told me she thought that she could call the police. But thankfully, I had so many friends in that community, and they caught up with him before he left the county. So by the time he pulled into his parents' house, there were several officers behind him.
Wow. I can't even imagine as a child seeing my mom and dad get shot by my dad, or my stepdad and mom, and then just get into a vehicle, and then he's like, where do you want to go? I want to go to Burger King. What are you going to say? As if I don't even, that's just insanity to me.
Yeah. He had been drinking quite a bit, so I don't think he had fully processed what he had done. The police officers found a a fifth of Jim Beam with this much left in the bottom of it.
Wow.
For those who don't know what this much is, that's about 2.5 inches left in the bottom.
Oh my gosh. Insane. So he just leaves and he's just planning on just hanging out and living his life out?
No.
Or he's too wasted to even realize, I guess?
I feel like if the police hadn't found my kids when they did, my kids wouldn't have made it through the night.
Really? Did he think he killed you?
I believe so.
You just were laying there.
Well, I had a pretty big hunt took out of my face. So there's blood all down my face and blood all down my arm, and it covered kind of my chest. So I feel like he thought that
that was enough.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I can't even imagine. Oh.
It was not an easy time.
You know, I so appreciate you coming on here and sharing this because, you know, something like this, it's like the worst, you know? You know, people say, I just had the worst day. And
I think this is one of those experiences that you think happens to everybody else. You know, you hear about things like this on the news, or you hear about it, you know, a couple counties over, a husband and wife got into a fight, but you never expect that it'll happen to you. You don't think that they're that kind of person. It doesn't register that you could be in that kind of danger until you are.
Yeah, definitely. As far as, you know, after, which, go ahead.
Just a second. Sorry. Gotta love kids.
As far as,
I can hear you.
As far as, you know, leaving the hospital and, you know, all the feelings that would go through your mind after a tragedy like this, I mean, you have family around you, you know, people are there supporting you, but like, what are your initial thoughts coming home after something like this? What does it look like? What do you do?
Pardon my language, but I didn't do a damn thing.
Okay.
I moved in with my aunt and uncle because I had to have help with everything.
Yeah.
And I later on with my kids. I laid around on the couch. I was just kind of, I guess, in a state of shock, according to my therapist. And I didn't do anything until I had to.
What were the feelings you had?
I didn't have feelings. I was numb. I mean, my whole life had changed.
Yeah.
My whole, everything to me at that time, everything was just gone. You know, my former life was gone. I had no source of income myself. The man that had provided for me for the past several years. It was just all gone.
100% all gone.
And it took a while to get out of my mind that mindset.
Yeah.
And my kids really helped with that.
I can imagine. When did this happen? What year?
It was 2018.
Wow, so like not long ago.
This is how I know that it was not just some, he just up and got on drugs one day and decided. He did it on what would have been our anniversary.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Did you notate that like during that day? Did you actually think that in your mind, like, oh, this would have been our anniversary? Did that pop in your head? No, it didn't even. It wasn't even a thing. Have you talked to him since?
I have not.
Nothing.
I've written many letters. I don't send them.
Wow.
I don't need his answers. I don't need. To me, that's not closure. That's just dredging up something that's going to cause even more bad feelings. And I don't need that.
Yeah. Definitely. As far as you had mentioned when we had originally talked that, first coming home, it was hard for you to even watch TV sometimes because you'd get triggered so easily.
I got triggered at everything for that first while. I couldn't be in the passenger seat of a car. I couldn't eat certain things because it was something that I had cooked for Cody and he really enjoyed. I couldn't go certain places because it's somewhere that I had been with Cody, and everything just triggered me.
Yeah. Are you still kind of dealing with a lot of that, or has time kind of allowed you to sort of breathe more? How is that working?
I still have triggers, and sometimes I can recognize, okay, this is what's causing me to get upset. This is why I relate it to this. I need to take a minute. And then sometimes it's just like bam, and there it is, and I can't do anything for a while after that because I'm having to build back up to that normalized level.
Yeah, definitely.